First, fast, accurate. You're watching WSBT Channel 22 News, Saturday morning.
Welcome back at 7:48. Notre Dame ends its regular season later today on the road against USC. WSBT-22's Kristin Bien spoke with Sportsbeat 960's Rick Carter about what the postseason could bring.
Thanks so much for joining us again, Rick. This is the last game of the season this afternoon.
Can you believe it?
Time has gone so fast. But Notre Dame has had 3 consecutive losses leading up to today. And the big question is, what went wrong?
Well, things have taken a turn for the worse. There's no doubt about it. It's 3 basic things. First of all, they've had a lot of problems with turnovers. Now, against Louisville, they had just 1, but it set up a Louisville touchdown. Defensively, they're completely decimated with personnel. They started the season with 2 players in Jarrett Grace and Tony Springman that couldn't play because of injuries. The academic dishonesty investigation involved 4 of the 5 players that were defensive players, and now they've had some other key injuries. So there's really nobody left on defense inside where you've got to be physical that aren't inexperienced or maybe even a year away from being ready to be on the field.
You mentioned turnovers.
Yeah.
You know, at the beginning of the season, I
remember. And I left one thing out. It's also field goal kicking, which has been a big issue lately.
Which ended last game.
Yeah, kicking, holding, the whole thing.
Yeah. You mentioned turnovers. Yeah. Everett Golson, at the beginning of this year, some were saying he was a Heisman candidate.
He looked like one.
Not anymore.
No. Here's the thing with Everett. He's still a very good passer. He can run. He's accurate. But he makes mistakes. He had a fumble that Notre Dame recovered against Louisville, but it was for a big loss. It was another example of him being careless with the football. And then he had the interception that led to a Louisville turnover, or Louisville touchdown. These are the things that have kept him from being a Heisman contender and a very mistake-prone quarterback that's very close to being an outstanding quarterback, just too many mistakes.
Last game ended with a very disappointing field goal attempt.
Yeah.
That was very disappointing for fans. Looking forward to next year, though, what does it look like?
Well, this is the good news. Almost everybody's back, and they've played a lot of young kids, especially in the defensive side. They're going to be that much more experienced. I mean, the arrow's definitely pointing up. Right now, as we focused on USC this afternoon, it's still kind of hard to be very optimistic. They could be a 5-loss football team if they continue to play the way they have been. But next year, Golson comes back. Really, everybody on the offense and defense that's played any kind of a key role is back. So that's the good news.
What does the USC game, what would that mean? What would a win mean for today?
Well, you would finish the regular season on a high note. You would beat a rival on the road. It would be a good finish to a season that started well, has had a tough November, and give you some good feelings. They'll play in a bowl game. It probably isn't going to make a huge difference now whether they beat USC or not. They've got enough losses that it's really hurt their destination and their bowl payout. Yeah. But it would just be a great way to end the season.
Hopefully we can end it that way. You'll be talking about this, of course, on the radio show today.
We will, yeah. Game day Sportsbeat at noon.
All right, thanks so much.
96.1 FM.
All right, back to you, Denise.
We just want to bring you updated on one thing. Sportsbeat will actually air 96.1 FM today at 11 instead of noon, as Rick just said. The time has changed because of the Notre Dame basketball game now starting at 1 o'clock. Well,